Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Macabre, and welcome back to my movie library. I know I'm a little late to the party on this one. I know a lot of people have already done videos on this, but what can I say? I wanted to do a video too. Um, yeah, I am very, very happy that, and I consider myself very lucky that I was actually able to get this in today. You already know which one we're talking about. I got in the 4K for Tom Savini's 1990 remake of George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. This is a really, really good remake, and I've always liked this movie. Um, I think that this does what a good remake should do. Take the premise of the original, and add some new things to it. Now, I mean, of course, you watch all the bonus features on here, you realize that Tom Savini had, some big plans for this movie. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get to do them all, and just because of lack of time, lack of budget, and everything. But I still think that what we ended up getting was a really, really nice film, and I'm very surprised that Sony Columbia Pictures actually put this out. I mean, this very, very much when you're watching the bonus features and everything on here, and when there's a bunch of them, you know, it's like when you're watching this, and then also too, you got two cuts of the film on both 4K and Blu-ray. Like this feels very much more like something a boutique company would have done. Like this feels some more like something you might have gotten from Scream Factory, maybe Arrow or something. Like just it's shocking that that a studio ended up putting so much effort into this. Sony every once in a while they can do a really really bang up job on some of their releases. Just seems like it's I don't know. Just a lot of times it feels like it's just too few and far between. But I'm really, really glad that this came out and just in time for Halloween. So it's going to be fun to watch this at Halloween time. It's fun to watch any time of the year, obviously. But anyway, so yeah. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was shaking in my boots the entire time waiting for this to come in. I got my pre-order in early. I mean, it was. When this was first announced, they said, yeah, it's going to be very super limited and, you got to get on this quick. And I know my buddy Rob from VHS 82 apostrophe, I know he pre-ordered his just right after I pre-ordered mine. And I think he's still waiting on his. And I sincerely hope he gets it. But yeah, I got my pre-order in as early as I could. And I waited and waited, and I was just a bundle of nerves waiting for this to come out. And then the other day when it said, yeah, it shipped, but I wasn't going to get it until next week, and it was supposed to be in on Tuesday. And just, I mean, it was just a whole thing. And then all of a sudden, I got it in yesterday. So, but yeah, I mean, this one here, I was on pins and needles the entire time just waiting to get this. I was so worried because it was super limited and everything else. And I'll get to that in a minute. But, yeah, I was just super worried that, I was not going to get this. Excuse me, sorry. We got a lot of good stuff on here, excuse me. Very sorry about that. On the 4K disc, you got theatrical and uncensored version of the film. Archival commentary with director Tom Savini, commentary with on the uncensored version with director Tom Savini, modified by Michael Felsher. On the Blu-ray disc, you got those things too. Let's see here. You got the Dead Walk, making of featurette, Savini's Night with director Tom Savini, Being Barbara with Patricia Tallman. Oh Brother with actor Bill Moseley. Let's see. Return to the Living Dead with special makeup effects supervisors John Vulich and Ever Burrell. You got Time with Tom with actor William Butler. Flesh and Blood with actors McKee Anderson and Heather Masser. In Living Color and producers John A. Russo and Russell Streiner. Cutting the Dead with editor Tom Dubinsky. Sorry, my eyes aren't the best, and it's hard to read this. Let's see. The Dead Speak with zombie performers Greg Funk and Dirk Ashton. I think I said that right, I hope. And theatrical trailer. You also get a digital code for this. Just be aware that the digital code is for the theatrical version. And when I redeem my code, I was able to get the 4K version of the film. So if somebody gives you a code for this and you redeem it, you should be able to get the 4K version of the film. So, and as you can see, I got the J card in there, and go ahead and there you go. You see, here you go. Beautiful that they use the original poster art for the steelbook. It's a matte finish, it's like very, very nice. Also, too, it's kind of nice too that this isn't one of those fingerprint magnet kind of steelbooks, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen everybody already show this off. The woman zombie with the baby doll, and then the inside there is a Fate. I have the Blu-ray here first because I was watching all the bonus features and stuff, which, wow, again goes to show, like, this really feels something more like you would get from a boutique company rather than a studio. There's the 4K disc, and wow, I'll get to the 4K transfer in just a minute. But there's a Fate Worse Than Death with Mr. Magruder. Heather Masser. What's funny is, like, a little while back I was watching the TV show Tacoma FD, and the woman who played Kevin Heffernan's wife, I was like, I saw her credit name, it was like Heather Masser. I was like, why does that sound familiar? I know that sounds familiar. It's like, Tacoma FD is a great show. If you've never seen it, it's funny as hell. Get a chance, watch Tacoma FD. It's a great show. But when I looked it up, I was like, Heather Masser. I was like, oh, she was the girl from Savini's Night of the Living Dead. So, but anyway, so yeah. And it's like, yeah, it took me a little bit to recognize her, but that was cool when I figured out that was her. But, so anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. It's very simple, basic steelbook, but it's very, very nice. Very, very well done. Of course, make sure it's nice and protected and everything. So, I'm sure other people have already talked about this, but this looks phenomenal. The 4K transfer is amazing on both cuts of the film. The theatrical looks astounding. The director's cut, holy crap! I love the way they did the black and white intro at the beginning of the uncensored cut. The way they did it in black and white, it almost feels like you could pair this with the original, like almost watch them back to back. It almost made me wish that there was, like they could have given you a third option to where you could watch the entire movie in black and white. It's like, man, like I might just do that one of these days. Just put this on, turn the color off on the TV, and just watch the whole thing in black and white. Just, and just kind of like back to back this with the original. And, but I love both of these movies. The sound is amazing. You got Dolby Atmos, you got Dolby Vision, and just, it looks amazing. It looks incredible. It sounds incredible. I will say though, on the 4K, there are a couple of shots. It's just a small thing, but it's like, it doesn't matter. There are a couple of shots where a couple of the special effects look a teeny bit obvious. I will say there were like one or two of the zombie makeups that, you could tell it looked a little rubbery, but who gives a crap? It looks phenomenal. And then the part where, Barbara is using the fire poker to beat Uncle Reach, and there are a couple of shots. It's like you could clearly tell she's hitting a dummy and all that. But you know what? Who gives a crap? It's it doesn't take anything away from it. It's still a wonderful movie. It's like, yeah, common sense, but she can't sit there and beat the real actor with a fire poker. Come on. So. But no, this movie looks great. The daytime scenes, oh my God, they look so natural. It looks like such natural light. And the green of the grass and the trees and everything and the countryside, it looks just astounding. It really does. It looks so vivid and realistic. And then when you get inside the farmhouse, it's like, it does, when you're watching it in 4K, it makes a lot more sense, especially the line when Ben and Tom are looking for doors so they can nail them up, and Tom said, Uncle Reed was fixing up the place, and it's like there's You know, you could see so much texture in the production design of the farmhouse. It looks so run down and lived in. It looks like a house that's like being, kind of like, cheap DIY renovation and stuff like that. It just looks so good. It looked amazing. And, like I said, yeah, a couple of the special effects stand out, but man, for the most of it, it looks gorgeous. So much of it holds up. It looks beautiful. And just, the nighttime shots, like, wow. And it's like, in the 4K too, it's like, kind of makes you think, it's like, wow, I forget just how damn creepy some of these zombies really look, And they did such a great job. They had so many different variations of zombie and stuff. You got Heather Masser here as the young girl zombie. Yeah, it's like, ooh, she looks creepy in there too. But just everything about this works, I cannot praise this transfer enough. It looks gorgeous. It's like, if you have friends that, are big, huge fans of this movie, and, they come over and, like, if they start grilling you, it's like, why do you want 4K? Why are you spending your money on that and everything else, and all this kind of stuff? It's like, you like Savini's Night of the Living Dead? Sit down. Let me show you something. And then when they watch it, you'd be like, see? Why do I like 4K? This is why I like 4K. But honestly, too, the Blu-ray transfer on here is extremely gorgeous, too. So it's like, both ways you win. But, yeah. I am so happy to have this movie on 4K. It's nice to have it with the original, which I also have on 4K. So, yeah. And now that we got news, it's like, oh, man, I got both versions of Night of the Living Dead on 4K, got Dawn of the Dead on 4K, Land of the Dead on 4K, Return of the Living Dead on 4K. Now we're hearing that, it's coming up close. We're supposed to be getting Day of the Dead on 4K. I'm just, I'm in hog heaven right now. I know I'm probably one of the very few people that actually be interested in this, but truthfully, it's like, if they came to me and said, you know what, Ours is to believe both Diary of the Dead and Survival of the Dead are going to get 4K releases. I'd be like, I'll buy them. I'll buy them. I would love to have all 6 Romero zombie films on 4K. I mean, granted, Diary and Survival aren't really, they don't really stack up with the first 4, but they're damn good. And in my opinion, they're enjoyable. If we could get 4Ks for those bad boys, I'd buy them. I would love to have the entire 6 Romero zombie film collection in 4K. That would be so awesome. To me, it would be. But yeah, just this here. Now we get to the part where I feel this whole release is bittersweet. Is the whole thing of them making it so limited that a lot of people ended up missing out on this. And that's the thing that really bugs me the most. And, I'm sure that at some point this will be re-released and more copies will be made. Maybe at some point Sony will decide they don't want to bother with this and maybe give it to a boutique company, and maybe they might take over and, make it widely available. But that's the only thing that really bugs me, is just that I know, that's the thing. I was lucky. I was so damn lucky to get my hands on this. I really was. I know that there are a lot of people out there that really wanted this and would gladly have paid the money for it. They would have shelled out the dough to get this, and they couldn't get it, because they limited it so much. Like I said, I'm sure at some point this is going to be re-released, but I just think that to me, that was cruel. That, I think they knew that there was so much of an audience for this movie, and so many people would gladly have bought it. And then just to make it so limited that a lot of people couldn't even get their hands on it. But I hope this comes out again. I hope they re-release it, or they give the rights to somebody else to re-release it, so that everybody who wants this can eventually get their hands on it. And I would definitely urge you, if you can afford it, if you can get it, definitely get it. It is worth every penny. Everything is just amazing. Like, this is why you buy 4Ks. Something like this. It's just, man, so nice. Just the picture, oh my God. It looks so good. Yeah, there's no, at least to my knowledge, there's no like DNR. It's not like digitally cleaned up or any of that kind of stuff. It looks so natural. There's, you know, a consistent level of grain. But, you know, it's not like the grain interferes with the picture quality or anything like that. But, you know, and just like so many details and so many elements really do stick out. It helps it, you know, very much elevates the picture quality. And just, wow. Yeah, this would definitely be, you know, I'm not really one of those ones that does like, oh, here's my top 5 4Ks of the year. But it's like, you know, this would definitely be on the list. It would definitely be high up on the list. But, yeah. Anyway, I think I've said pretty much everything there is to say about this. But yeah, if you are lucky enough, you can find this. You know, if you're a fan of the movie, first and foremost, if you love this version of the movie, which there's no reason not to, it's great. If you love this movie, you're able to find it, and you can afford it, you know, you got the money burning a hole in your pocket, you're like, should I? I'd be like, yes, you should. It's worth it. Hell, just for all the bonus features alone, it's worth it. You know, and for both, in 2 cuts of the film, on 4K and Blu-ray, I mean, come on, what more can you ask for? So anyway, yeah. Just, again, you know, I'm sorry to all of those that wanted this and weren't able to get it. I do hope it comes back out and you are able to get your hands on it soon. And that you can enjoy it along with everybody else. But anyway, so yeah, Night of the Living Dead from, you know, Columbia Pictures, you know, the remake, it's a winner. The movie is a winner. The 4K is a winner. Just, wow. I mean, just, I was so blown away by how great this was. So if you can get it, yes, I recommend get it. So that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch all this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, would you mind leaving a like? And if you haven't already yet, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. See you all later. Bye.